OK。はい。じゃあ、事務所の画面出ていいのかな？ Okay, I think we are just live now, this moment. Let me close the door. Thank you. All right, Benedict, how are you today?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
I'm fine, thanks. Well, it's been how long we haven't seen each other for?
Well, it's been, let's say, 1.5 year, I guess.
Okay, feels so long because during this time that I got the second general election, and
Yeah.
I've been through the party leaders election. I don't know whether you know that I tried for.
Yes, you
Yeah,
did. First, congratulations for your second term.
thank you. Right, so let me introduce Benedict. The relationship between us is that let me speak in Japanese first, if I
そう
may. もう今、ライブ配信が始まっていると思いますけれども、ちょっと初の試みで、今日はドイツと、そして日本をつないで、YouTube ライブ始めたいと思います。衆議院議員の吉田晴美です。改めまして、どうぞよろしくお願いいたします。ちょうど日曜日に投票になりましたドイツの総選挙、この結果を受けて、私もですね、ニュースはたくさん読んでるんですけど、現地にいらっしゃる方の様子や、実際はどうなんだろうということを聞きたいなと思いまして、本日、お招きしましたのがベネディクトさん。ベネディクトさんは実はですね、立教大学にも留学していた留学生でもあり、またそのご縁で、私の吉田ゼミという毎月開催しているゼミのゼミ生としても、参加してくださいました。こういうご縁があって、今ドイツの、Benedict, which city are you living in now?
In Darmstadt, it's next to Frankfurt.
Next to Frankfurt. Very difficult to pronounce your town name. 今、フランクフルト近郊にお住まいということで、今回の、結果をちょっと聞いていきたいと思います。ここからちょっと英語になってしまいますけれども、よろしかったらお付き合いください。Okay, from now on, I will speak in English. I just briefly introduced yourself and the relationship between us. If there is something that you want to add on, you're welcome.
Yes, sure. It was a lovely time being an intern at Yoshida's office, and I had a lovely time. I was also being involved in the communal election campaign.
Mm.
So it was a great honor to be as a foreigner to get involved in how this process works, how an election campaign is working in Japan. So I gained a lot of experience and as well to help Yoshida-san and you, of course, on writing reports, summaries, and stuff like that. So it
Yeah.
was a good insight, which is rare for
Mm.
foreigners. Like,
Mm. No, I think it's good to know how this Japanese politics works. And actually, NP just in front, it's just a diet, how they work. But actually, maybe 80% or maybe 90% of our time is in our constituency and, asking people what they need and listening to people, how they feel and what they want from the politics, right?
exactly. That's what a good politician should do, and what you are doing, as I can see on Instagram, that you are on the streets asking and talking to the people, being near, which
Mm.
is important as a politician,
Mm.
and not only sitting in the office.
I just wonder how this, well, before we start the main topic, I just wonder how this German MP works. Do they go into town? Do they
Yeah,
go to people and listen? How
yeah,
does this work?
they do.
Mm,
Um, it depends on the person by themselves and the character.
mm,
But yes, they are like it's divided. They have 2 weeks in being in Berlin at the Diet and 2 weeks in being in the constituency office.
oh,
So always like back and forth. So
mm,
they have time being in the constituency and the local district. They're going to foundations. They're going to the people, to meetings, asking people into the township, town halls, and yeah, they want to be near because otherwise they only get angry emails. Uh, and yeah, now they need to talk to the people to get their ideas, to get what the people in my district want. What is their urgent? Just so they are doing that, and of course they having the SNS account where people can be connected with the
Okay.
MPs as well.
Well, Benedict, from here, let's get into the main topic. Let me speak in Japanese for the overall result of this general election in Germany. Right. I made this flip here. ちょっと見ていらっしゃる方、ちょっと見にくくて申し訳ございませんが、今回の、ドイツの総選挙の結果です。与党となった、こちら、キリスト教民主同盟、が208議席。そして今回、躍進が言われましたけれども、極右政党じゃないかというお話もありますが、ドイツのための選択肢、これが152議席。そして、ベネディクトさん、実は、この社会民主党の党員さんでもいらっしゃるんですけれども、こちらが、これまではね、与党だったところですが、こちらが120議席。それに続いて、これ、グルーネっていう、ちょっと発音合ってるかわからないんですけど、ここが緑の党さんですね、が85議席。そして、ディエリンケっていうのは、少し、左的な、思想を持っていらっしゃるという党が64議席と。で、最後ですね、実はこの表を作ってて、これどういうことっていうのがあったんです。SSW っていうのが1議席、で、BSW、FDP ってあってですね、それぞれ4%、5%近い得票を持っているのに0議席で、ちょっと待って、何これっていう話になったのが、0.15% の得票率で1議席を取った SSW という党があって、これベネディクトさんに聞いたんです。ベネディクト、how you explain about this?In terms of the percentage of the vote, they gained nearly 5% for BSW and FDP, but this SSW, they only got 0.15%, but they got the one seat. How do you explain this?
Yeah, this is a very special case. So in terms of the general election, you need a threshold by 5% of the vote. But the SSW is a Danish, Schleswig-Holsteinish minority party. So they are excluded by law by this 5% threshold. So they got one seat.
I
So this
see.
is a very special case.
Okay. And it's like a quota for this Danish.
Yeah. So at least that they get one seat. They got a lot of votes in the north. So they got one seat. Yeah.
I see. Very interesting that you have this minority party to be kind of supported this way.
Yes.
They're very new to us. Okay, so how the German people received this result? You know, the change of government happened to CDU、キリスト教民主同盟ですね、今、与党になったところ。そして野党第一党が、ドイツのための選択肢という120議席に、ごめんなさい、152議席に躍進。で、今まで与党だった、社会民主党、こちらが120議席に、減ってしまったというところなんですけど、私が心配したのは、ちょっと分断が国内に生まれていないかなっていうところなんですね。極右政党と呼ばれているドイツのための選択肢の躍進に関してもちょっと聞いてみたいと思います。As I just said, that I just worry about is there any kind of tense and dividing kind of atmosphere in Germany after this result.
Yes. So the results shows clearly that the society in Germany is divided, divided by far. So we have the right-wing party, the AfD, and we have the let's say, the Democratic Party, and so the country is divided because at first the former or actually current ruling party they have been punished by the voters. So all the government parties have been punished and downgraded by many votes. So the SPD has now around 16.4%. Former it was over around 25%. So they lost nearly 9% of the vote, and now is the third party, which shows that people are very dissatisfied by the government. From the ruling party now to the third party, third best party. So this is a sign that people want a change. They want drastic change. And drastic change means they vote for either far left or far right party. Which is interesting that the left party, Die Linke, also gained around 4%. So it's interesting to see. And if I might say that the participation rate was very good, actually.
It's over 80%, 85%, the voting.
Yeah, it was 82.5%. And last time it was 76.4%. So an increase by the participation.
Yeah.
And for the young voters, which is very interesting actually, that young voters between 18 and 25 years, they had a clear statement because young voters in this age, they voted for the left, so Die Linke by 25%, and the far right by 21%. So young voters they represent the gap in this country between left or right.
I see. ちょっと日本語にしますけれども、今回私も驚いたのが、投票率ですね。今、ベネディクさんから聞きましたが、82.4% というすごい高い投票率で、あって、第一党だった、与党だった社会民主党が、第3党になってしまったと。今、ベネディクさん、パニッシュっていう言葉を使われたんですけれども、ちょっとここを伺いたいと思います。Why people were punished, as you use this word, for the SPD? What have made people unsatisfied? What is the main reason?
Yeah, they were angry because we had, there's like 3 topics. We have the high prices for food and electricity, gas, and energy. We have the issue of migration, and we have the issue of how to deal with the Ukraine war. And mainly people say there is no future. There is no hope. How can we solve that we have a better tomorrow? Especially the young voters, they want the voters for the extreme parties because they want a clear answer. They want to have a brighter future. They want to have a secure and safe country. They want to have security in jobs. They want to have security in healthcare. And as well the migration. They want to have a clear answer how the government is dealing with the asylum seekers, refugees, and migration.
Well, in terms of, as you said, there's very similar issues here about the high pricing of the food and energy, which we are facing at the moment. How this ruling party now, CDU, give the solution for this? And I can imagine how this AFD have suggested, but I just want to know how the CDU given the solution for this high cost energy and food.
Yeah. So they want for example, if I take this, because there was the last 3 weeks ago, around 3 weeks ago, there was a motion in the parliament that the CDU wanted a motion for a strict migration and border to reject asylum seekers. And it got supported by the AfD. And that was an uproar that a Democratic Party is supported by a far-right party. So this was uproar in the Diet, and at the end, all other parties voted against it, so it didn't pass. It was a backlash for the CDU, and they couldn't get through it. In terms of energy prices, well, the CDU wants to have, well, they didn't say it out loud, but might be get back to a nuclear power plant.
Oh,
Yeah.
CDU?
AfD is clearly forward, but CDU then might think about.
Oh,
Some people are
oh,
thinking about that they might go back to the nuclear power plant because it's a cheap energy and they would solve the issue of energy prices.
oh. I feel a little bit disappointed about that because you know when we look at Germany as like leading country for non-nuclear power country,
Yeah.
but if CDU have kind of positive about using nuclear power, is it quite realistic? It may happen.
From my point of view, it's gonna be very well. They need to invest a lot to maintain the shut down nuclear power plant. So they have to invest to get back, and I think it costs way more in for the nuclear power plant instead of investing in green energy. I mean, we have the possibility to gain up so many solar and photovoltaic, wind and water power plants. So the only thing in Germany which lacks is the connection between north and south, east and west power grid. So this is what lacks. If we could solve this, I think the case of high energy prices could be better solved because the energy could be transferred from wind-rich parts of Germany to parts of Germany where the energy is needed, especially in the areas of industry, like in the region of Cologne and Essen and Düsseldorf.
Okay. Yes, of course, these are the industrial city, right? I want to also know some of the news that I've seen, there was like a difference between east side of Germany and west side of Germany in terms of the supporting rate for this top three, which is CDU, AfD, and SPD. Is that right? And why does this thing happen?
Yeah. Well, that's the topic everyone in Germany is also discussing. The former DDR state, so the German Democratic Republic, all these former states of the eastern part of Germany, all of them voted, nearly every local district voted for AfD. So it's like you can see by the state that all of these former eastern states or have voted for AfD. Why is it so? That's a good question.
Yeah.
People are angry, and they have this kind of formed this nationalism, and the nationalism in this part is getting more. It's increasing because they're frustrated. Still, they feel not being heard by the politics and politicians. The people are moving away. So most of the women are moving from the eastern states to the western states, and the men left behind in the eastern states. So
Right.
we have a majority of male and the people who voted for AfD are mostly male,
Mm,
poor,
mm,
not well educated,
mm.
and have a low budget job.
Oh, I see. Right.
And this is what happened, or this is the situation in the eastern part of Germany, because you don't have so many big companies there.
Mm,
And if you have like big automobile companies, they
mm,
use eastern part of Germany as a,
mm,
I would call it a cheap labor place.
mhm,
So, and therefore there's no prosperity future for them. They felt no prosperity. And now the people from overseas are coming, like the migrants,
mm.
but
Is it actually true that lots of jobs are taken by the immigrants in east side of Germany?
I wouldn't say that.
Mm,
Um, Mostly migrants are taking the job which are needed, let's say healthcare.
mm, 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 mm,
Of course, because no one else is doing the job, but it's not the case, especially in the eastern part of Germany. It's, I think everywhere, even in Japan, it's the case that healthcare has a lack of labor force.
mhm,
So, of course, migrants are can take this kind of job.
mhm,
And in, let's say, to be frank, if you go to the eastern part of Germany, ask the people there, have you ever seen a migrant?
mm,
And they say, no, I haven't. But why you against? Because they are taking our jobs, they are violent, they are criminals. It's
mm,
like they're talking about someone they have never met,
mhm.
but they felt by media and they felt by the AfD politicians, by the nationalism, that something is strange.
In terms of this media, I want one other thing that I want to know is about this SNS influence for this general election this time. What we've seen in Japan is that, like Mr. Musk, Elon Musk, he have supported strongly for AfD, and we find it a little uncomfortable. I feel a little comfortable about that. But it, does does it influence a lot? How was
No.
how did the Germany people receive? Because one other news that I've seen, I think about 50 German university decided not to use the X because they say this is not the freedom of the speech and not democratic anymore. Because in terms of the money that they been used to kind of manipulate the space. Well, how the this received?
So as far as I know, and between the talks I had as well, that Musk's media appearance to ask to vote for the AfD, I think they had no bigger influence on the politics here. It was more a media thing, but no real influence. Because I think for many people, Elon Musk is in America, he's far away, and he does not know about German politics. So
Mhm.
it's not grabbable for that.
Mm, 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 mm,
But it was a nice thing for the AfD that they received media support by, I mean, one of the richest men in the world,
mhm,
but it had nearly no influence.
mm,
But to say, because you said media, that the AfD was very good in using SNS as a tool for the election campaign. They were very strong on TikTok, on Instagram, and they used it very wisely, which I have to say that other parties, maybe they are, because they are a bit older, are not that good at using SNS.
mhm,
They did not reach
mm.
younger voters.
Right. Mm. How is the influence of SNS? Like here in Japan, it is one of the very important tool for the politician to kind of put the information across people now, and whether it's true or fake, they have a power. How the German people use this SNS? Is X the main, or Instagram, or TikTok, or any other SNS is popular there?
It depends on your age.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I would say Facebook is now the media for people who are 40, 50, or 60 or older.
Mm-mm.
We have Instagram. Instagram as for young middle age, I would
Mm-hmm.
say, and
Mm.
X, former Twitter, is the same.
Mm.
Um, but before I came to Japan, before I met you, I worked for an MP here in Germany, and when I was in Berlin, it was interesting that even then, the older members of parliament they started to use SNS as a tool to connect to young voters, to more people.
Mm-hmm.
And so let's say in the last
Mm.
4 years,
Mm.
they discovered the power of SNS for using as a MP.
Yeah. So all the MP using the SNS very wisely and very frequently, or depends on the party, or depends on the
Yeah.
age.
It depends on age, on party,
Mm.
but I think they are using it. If it wisely, I don't know, but they know then how the respondents are by the comments. Are they good? Is the content good? Is it that what the viewers want or not? So they can change. They
Mm.
can discover. But
Mm.
it's good that they are using it. And some of the parties have a own, let's say, person who can help the MPs for
Mm.
using the like to use digital information.
I see. Do they use German MPs use more photos or more or videos? You know, here it's very short video is very popular. I think it's worldwide.
Yeah.
Mm.
Like the short videos, like for Instagram or something like this very good. It gives a good image
Mm.
how the MP works. Some of them are just shooting videos at the working space, or if they're going to the people, meeting people, and yeah, like that.
Mm.
So I think videos is very, very good tool as
Mm.
well. They're using it. Yeah.
So German MPs use these videos too as
Yeah.
a effective tool.
Yeah.
Okay, now we only have 3 more minutes now. Just my last question. As this is the result of the general election in Germany, what's happened next? And how this new government will deal with Ukraine war and Trump administration?
Yeah. Okay. Well, first we have to see what can Germany do on German turf. So the CDU will talk to the SPD because it's the only way for coalition.
Mhm. I see.
Other
Okay.
other coalition
Mm.
possibilities are nearly not possible because the
Mm.
CDU will not talk to the Green Party
Mhm.
or to the Left Party because CDU is a conservative party. So
Mhm.
SPD is the only partner
Mm.
they have known in the last years as well. So
Okay. Mm.
then they will talk about, and they have issues by talking about the migrant policy.
Mm.
SPD wants an inclusive society. CDU wants an exclusive. They want to reject them at the border.
Mm.
So we have, for example, defense. CDU wants to deliver Taurus missiles
Mm.
and maybe, I want to say, maybe soldiers for the Ukraine.
Mhm.
The SPD wants more peace talks and diplomacy.
Mm.
And in case of others, let's say economy, CDU wants to help people who are working, and SPD wants people for everyone, even if they are in an unfortunate state, like in a jobless position. They
Mm.
want a minimum wage by 15 euro. CDU doesn't want to have a minimum wage. They just want to have, yeah, you have to discuss and negotiate with your boss. So
Okay,
no,
Benedict. Okay, I understand. Then, so such a difference between these two parties. How can they make a correlation party government?
I yeah, I'm
I want
really
to
curious.
know.
I'm really curious
Mm.
how they will solve it. Who is doing the demands and who will step back in some terms and to get a good coalition? Because otherwise, they will have new votes, new elections, and the
Mm.
next election is gonna be far right, way more far right.
Okay.
because they are unhappy with politics.
These are the kind of thing which I have to learn more. But how long has given this CDU to make this correlation government? Do they have time,
Well,
or it's going to happen very soon?
well, they want to have it solved, or Friedrich Merz, the leader of the CDU, wants to have it have a government by Easter,
Hmm.
so 1.5 or 2 months.
Oh,
But there is no law that they have to have a government by a given time. They
I
only have 30 days to
mm.
have the first meeting in the diet, but
I see, I
no,
see.
there's no
So
firm.
maybe this 30 days is the milestone for this,
Yes.
what's happening next. Right. Very interesting, Benedict. Thank you very much for today. Well, there's lots more topics that we want to cover, but I hope it's okay for the first try for us to connect Japan and Germany today.
Thank you
Well,
very much for the invitation.
yeah, thank you so
Thank you
much.
very
And
much. What an honor.
yeah, what time is over there now in Frankfurt?
Now we have 10:30 in the morning.
Oh, okay. Oh, I'm glad that I didn't wake you up too early.
Oh, it's fun.
Okay, Benedict, thank you very much for your time.そ
Yeah.
して今日見てくださっている皆様お付き合いいただきましてありがとうございました。ちょっと第一弾として、トライアルという感じでございましたけれども、また、改善して、またいい配信ができればと思います。Okay, Benedict, thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye
Speak
bye.
soon. Bye bye. 皆様ではありがとうございました。これで配信を終了とさせていただきます。失礼します。